and we are going to send you FDN's 3-step guide for getting real results. Welcome to the Real Results Show, where every week we feature real health coaches and health practitioners getting real health results for their clients and for themselves. I am your host, Piper Gibson, Director of Course Enrollment, and I am super excited to have Angela McAndrew with me today, and she is coming to us all the way from Ireland. I love to have on our international FDN, so this is really exciting. Welcome, Angela. How are you?
Oh, great. Thank you. I'm really good. Thank you. And it's lovely to hear from you and that you had me on the show. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You're welcome. I'm excited to have you. So I would love to know what prompted you to become an FDN.
Okay, so I did a holistic nutrition course in Toronto, Canada, Reed's country, and then I decided to become FDN. And the reason is, when I came out of nutrition school, I felt like there was tools missing, and the main tools were, I was just left there. Where do I start now? I suppose to apply it or to practice, I felt that part was missing. Where the FDN has all these tools that actually really help you practice as a practitioner in this field. And it's all the extra things, the lab tests that you can organize for clients to dig deeper, to really know what's going on, and the community and the help with business if you set up business. So that was the reason.
Fantastic. So when did you graduate from the course?
2019, just before the end of the year, yeah.
And how long did it take you to complete the course?
Well, that's a bit of a story. I actually paid for it in 2014, so quite a while ago, because I decided to leave Canada because I'm not a resident there, right? So my time had come to an end. So I decided to go back to Ireland, but before I did that, I paid for the course. So I didn't really start till a year later. And then my mum got sick. She was diagnosed with bile duct cancer. So I gave up my job at the time to care for her. So really in and out of hospital for 2 years. So I didn't really do much of the course then. But I got back on track. And in the middle of all that, I became a mother. So.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations.
So a long journey. The course. Yeah.
But you made it. So I know that you are fresh out of the FDN program, which is really awesome, because I think it gives people a different perspective on what it's like to be a new graduate from the program. So how do you plan on building your practice as an FDN?
Okay, well, my starting point is actually a local government-funded organisation, North Mayo company. It's in this region. They do things like small grants for people that's eligible. So that will help me get started. But the other thing they do is they run businesses, like how to do a business plan, and they help you step by step how to do that. Stuff like taxation, bookkeeping, all the boring stuff, I suppose, but that is very important to do, right?
Right.
So they're very supportive. So that's my first step to open the business. The other thing is obviously one-on-one counselling consultations would be. But the other thing I want to do is run classes in food nutrition, because my background is a chef. So that will tie in with nutrition for sure.
That sounds awesome. And that sounds like a great bonus to be a chef and have that background where you can cook and you can absolutely teach those skills and you can incorporate that into the dress protocol. So that is awesome.
Yes, absolutely. It is definitely a real bonus.
So during the course, you actually get to do some lab testing on yourself. So I would love to know how doing the lab testing on yourself has helped you.
It was an eye-opener. It's also very refreshing to actually see it on paper, what's going on. I mean, because I've always struggled with fatigue, even though people always said, "Oh, you look great," but inside I've always felt tired. So I always knew there was, stuff to deal with. So when I got my results back from the adrenal stress profile, I was quite fatigued, almost in the exhaustive phase, really. Which was, it was an eye opener, but it made me like it's not in my head. So that was great, right?
Right.
So obviously I can see when clients get this piece of paper, they, when you go to doctors, I go, it's all in your head, but this paper really shows what's going on, and it really clarified for me, oh, well, it's not all in my head. And then you can work on a protocol from that point onwards.
Awesome. So then you created your own dress protocol, and you worked on it with one of the FDN mentors during your results and recommendation session?
Yes, exactly. Which, it's not a quick fix. We don't work like that. You have to be dedicated to your protocol, and it's over time. Obviously, I've been like that a long time, so you don't expect it to get better overnight. But slowly, if you're really committed, you can see real results,
Absolutely. And that's one of the great things about FDN is the accountability, because you're right, it is not an overnight thing. I like to tell my clients that it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's going to be a long road, and we're going to work on it together. And so I think that is a really great point when you make that point.
And having somebody on your back, it really helps you push yourself, right?
Absolutely. Yes, because it helps you to stick to it. And for a lot of us, we've been in those shoes. And so it's relatable to our clients.
Absolutely. You have to heal thyself first. Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Yes.
So welcome, everybody. If you are just joining us, I am talking to Angela McAndrew. She's an FDN all the way from Ireland. If you are just joining us, drop the word client into the chat, and we are going to send you FDN's 3-step guide to getting real results. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So one of the really cool things about FDN is our community. I would love to know how the FDN community has supported you in your journey.
Okay. Well, as I haven't really started my own practice, really. Well, I have done voluntary work and nutritional talks for people, but I haven't really started my journey. But I've always been going into the community. I mean, they're so supportive. And like, you can't know everything, especially when you're starting. There's so much to learn. You could continue learning, right? But like if I come across a client that I can't help, that's so complex, there's another FDN there that specializes in that area. You can always answer a question, because the community, it is worldwide. It's amazing. You just go in there and you could be chatting to anyone in Australia or America or anywhere, right?
I know, and that's really one of the cool parts about FDN is that there are FDNs all over the world. I'm in New Mexico in the United States, and you're in Ireland. I've had people on from Portugal. And so there's really FDNs everywhere. And that's really the cool part, is that we can work with people everywhere.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, it is. Exactly.
It really kind of makes you geographically free. So even though you are in Ireland, you could work with somebody in Canada or the United States, because you can work virtually.
Absolutely, yes, I can work anywhere. Well, actually, I do have a case, which is my sister, obviously. So I'm not charging her, right? I'm not setting up anyway, but it's experience, and I'm getting her to run lab tests in the US. So like, it's just as easy as running it here, right? So it's all good, right? There's labs everywhere.
Yeah, it's awesome. Mm-hmm. So I know that you are working on building your business. Do you have a niche or ideal client that you are going to focus on?
To be honest, not at the moment, because I don't want to contrive it. It will come to me naturally, what area that's right for me, right? I mean, I've always had digestive problems, so probably I would be better in that niche. But I don't want to put myself in a niche right now because that's going to flow naturally, right? But the big part of my business will probably be the cooking because I'm a qualified chef, right? So, I can go in and do private cooking lessons. There's so much I could do, run cooking classes. So obviously that's going to be a big part of what I do. And I think people have lost the art of cooking a lot, right? What is cooking, yeah. So.
Absolutely, especially right now, everybody's ordering takeout and keeping their freezer stocked, but they aren't cooking it at home. So yeah, I think cooking is a big bonus for you as an FDN because that is a really awesome skill that I think people need to learn that they don't utilize.
Right, and it's so important. Food is thy medicine. Yeah.
Super true.
Yeah.
So when you start out, what's your plan? Are you planning to work full-time, part-time, in person, virtual?
Well, I am a full-time mom, so I do have to consider that. That's my priority. Well, being realistic, I probably would take some time to build up clients anyway. So probably part-time, I would imagine. By the time I build up my business, my young lad would be in preschool or play school. So it'll probably build on that, I would imagine, and I would definitely work virtual, but also in person. I love working one-on-one, in person. I love that. So I do see myself doing nutritional talks to people because I love all that aspect of it.
And that's a great way to get started. One of the things that Reed says when you go through the course is to make yourself visible and get out there and give those talks so people who know who you are and what you offer. So I think that's a really great way for you to get started for sure.
Yes, exactly. And even running classes, really, that's free advertising. Well, you get paid for it, right?
Right. So. Do you have a website or social media or an email? How can our interview listeners get in touch with you?
Okay, so I have LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook page. I just created one Facebook page actually, and it's called Create Your Wellness. The easiest way to get me really is if you Google Angela McAndrew FDN, all of those links will come up. And my email is Angie McAndrew, that's ANGIMCANDREW @gmail.com.
Awesome. So do you have a number one tip, tool, or resource, a piece of info that you've learned from FDN that has really made all the difference for you?
I think it's the step-by-step protocol that's helpful. Like the first part is eliminating the different inflammatory foods, right? And then the second step, running your labs. I think it's the step-by-step. I think that really helps, for me anyways.
I think that helps for a lot of people. I always feel like working with my own clients, people need that step-by-step, and there's not a lot of step-by-step out there. So I agree with you. I think that's a really important tip for the course, is that you can use that step-by-step process.
Exactly. And also not to be doing like you don't want to radically change your diet tomorrow because it's not going to work. You're not going to stick to that plan. Anyways, it might overburden your systems, right? So step by step in that way as well, like stepping stones, and you don't get overwhelmed, right?
Exactly. Do you have a piece of advice you'd like to share with other health coaches or professionals out there?
Well, if they want to do the course, I think it's one of the best courses you could do if you want to practice. It really is worth its money and gold, every penny. And of course, Reed's personal videos. He does all his videos himself, and he is some character, so that's just worth it in itself, right?
That's right. He is. He's great. He's a character, and he just provides so much value and information in the course. So you're absolutely right when you say that it's worth its weight in gold, for sure.
Absolutely, it is definitely.
What about
Sorry.
people? No, that's okay. What about people out there who are struggling to get results with their health? Do you have a piece of advice you'd like to share with them?
I think you can do so much yourself, but you really need to go to a health profession. You can't do it on your own. You might get so far, but you're not going to get to the root cause at the end of the day, and then you won't get completely well. If you don't, you need to go to someone like an FDN to get better and dig deep and find out the answers.
That's true. I think FDNs really can help you get back on the healing path.
Absolutely.
Well, Angela, I thank you so much for being on the show today to share your insights with others about real results and sustainable health. Tell us one more time how the audience can get in touch with you if they are interested in learning more.
Okay, so the best way is really to Google my name, Angela McAndrew, FDN, and all the links will come up from there, your LinkedIn, Twitter, and the Facebook page, which is Create My Wellness.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Angela, so much for joining me. It was great to connect with you all the way, on the other side of the world. So I'm super excited to have been able to connect with you. If you are watching the replay, make sure to drop the word client into the chat, and we are going to send you FDN's 3-step guide for getting real results. If you are ready to become a true health detective so that you can help other people, yourself, really get to a deeper level, you can schedule with one of our FDN course counselors at functionaldiagnosticnutrition.com/counselor, and you will be able to connect with me, Jess, or Kelly. And if you are ready to enroll in the course, you can go to functionaldiagnosticnutrition.com/FB Live to register for the course. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back here next week, same time, same place, for another Real Results show. Thank you, Angela, for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, everybody, and we will see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.